first of all, it's really interesting in China. Like they don't have a lot of these performances. They won't have everyone silent. Everyone is making a ruckus in the auditorium. Like people are just
Oh,
have like talking to each other and all this stuff, and they're playing on stage. Like over here, it's a big no-no, but over
yeah.
there, that's just like the norm.
It's a huge faux
People
pas to
just
be like,
because, but back in the day too, like in Mozart's time too, that's kind of also what performances were. It wasn't like sit down and be quiet. It was we're gonna put this small little orchestra in the corner of the room, and you guys will have a good time, and they'll be playing music in the background.
yeah,
So we don't realize that in the context of music history, actually, a lot of times these small quartets and whatnot, or ensembles, chamber ensembles, were actually just like background music. It wasn't like the main event kind of thing. But yeah, so like in China, all their performances are basically like that. And so then one of them, a lot of them was just like dancing. They had like all these things put together. It wasn't just music. And so like one of them was a jazz band, and it was like 3 songs, and they didn't swing at all. Not at all. It's like you hear like a song like you know, au- autumn leaves, and it's not ba da da ba ba doo doo da. It's ba 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 ba.
the dissonance I'm
Uh,
feeling, but you just singing it that way is
I
making
don't
my
know.
mind tremble.
Yeah, it was very strange because it reminds me kind of like the Chinese language, or at least Mandarin. It's choppy.
Oh,
And
that's an interesting way to think about that.
yeah, but anyway, like, um, yeah, like that was an interesting experience, but yeah, like jazz, it doesn't seem to be very um integrated yet in Chinese society. It is in Japanese society. There's some great Japanese jazz musicians, but
I think they
anyway,
really
like,
like those. I almost call those jazz chords like the ethereal chord sounding stuff, the sevens and
mm,
11s and stuff. I think they really love those chords
oh
because
yeah,
they use them all over the place.
one of my favorite chords is like the major 7 sharp 11 chord.
Hmm.
So it would be like bum 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 bum. Let me see. Bum 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 bum. No, what was it? What would it be? Bum 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 bum. No, not bum 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 bum. There you go. Bum 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 bum. That kind of thing. Because like it reminds me so much of Breath of the Wild,
Oh
because I think
yeah.
they use that chord a lot in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I love the sharp 11 chord. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, like yeah, Japanese composers use that a lot now. But like so going back to